How did he find time? If we say before the creation of time, if something was created, then this thing cannot be estimated for its umrah because it is going through an undetermined period. Matter came. Our creation came, until time came, the moment matter existed and something created existed, such as temporal existence, the existence of something that is repeated over time. Such as today, the rotation of the earth, the rotation of the universe, the rotation of the sky, the rotation of the heavens, the rotation of all existence. Here is the beginning of the creation of existence, the creation of time. When temporal existence began with the system of time, the creation of time began in the same time, time existed. The word time changed from nothing to something in an instant. Something is not only called matter, it is also called energy. And everything you know or imagine is something. How can we prove that God created himself? Follow the previous philosophy. How can we prove that God created himself? We come to the verses in which God described himself. We pause after what we said, for God said, God is the light of the heavens and the earth. The likeness of his light is like a niche in which is a lamp. The lamp is in a bottle. The bottle is as if it were a star. A stream is lit from a blessed tree. An olive tree neither of the east nor of the west, whose oil would almost glow even if no fire touched it. Light upon light, he guides. God gives his light whomsoever he wills. And God sets forth examples for people, and God is all-knowing of all things. 35. 1. In this verse, God described himself as light, and light is something. And God is the creator of everything, and God Almighty says, and do not be saddened by their saying, indeed, all glory belongs to God. He is the hearing, the knowing. 65. Indeed, to God belongs whoever is in the heavens and whoever is on earth and who follows those they call upon partners besides God. They follow nothing but suspicion, and they only deceive. 66. Yunus, if they follow only suspicion, without anything or nothing do we follow anything but suspicion about God Almighty. If God is without anything or nothing does not exist and the theory of coincidence is true. God is nothing but an illusion, but he truly exists. He follows. He follows. 2. They think that the God they take other than God is a God that is composed of matter, and matter is something, and they think that he is a God without anything or nothing. They think he is a God, but he is not a God. God is something that exists, and when we follow God, we only follow conjecture. They think that the God they take other than God is a God that is composed of matter, and matter is something, and they think that he is a God without anything or nothing. They think he is a God, but he is not a God. God is something that exists, and when we follow God, we only follow conjecture, or we follow certain conjecture, which is something that exists. In this verse, God Almighty confirmed that those who take a God other than God think that he is a God only, taking a material God, for he is a thing. But in reality he is not a God, and he is nothing. Here there are two elements, something and nothing. God has proven in this verse that existence is a thing. And he has proven that it is not conjecture, but rather a reality, and it is a thing. Here there are two elements, something and something. The words of God Almighty, that is because God is the truth, and that what they call upon besides him is falsehood, and that God is the Most High. The great. 30. Luckman, God described himself as the truth. We come to the word of truth. The meaning of the word truth is something that is fixed and cannot be denied. Truth is a thing, and a thing was created by God. The word falsehood is the opposite of truth. Falsehood, something whose validity is not proven, does not exist. 3. God is true. Immutable and immutable falsehood, something whose validity is not proven, does not exist. 3. God is an established truth that cannot be denied as long as God is true and is a thing. Glory be to the name of your Lord, the Most High. 1. He who created and adjusted. 2. And he who ordained and guided. 3. The Most High. In these verses, glorify the name of your Lord, the Most High. 1. Your Lord is the highest thing, the highest place in existence. And it is a place that God Himself described as being the highest thing above all things. We come to the Almighty's saying, He who created and proportioned. 2. The Most High. After I wrote all of the above to prove that God is a thing, I arrived at the verse in which God proved that He is a thing. God proved that it is a thing in His saying, Say, which thing is greater than testimony? Say God.